Yo, what's up, guys? Joel Hoffman here, and I got the next sober training lesson coming for you guys today. And what we're going to talk about is separating the old you from the new you, your environment, and anticipation of possible failures in the future. Okay. So, the first thing, man, whenever it comes to separating the old you from the new you have to establish these new standards and you have to establish new rules. I go over them on the 15 pillars of the sober training. Definitely recommend you guys check that out if you haven't yet. But there's this whole new person that you have to become. And it's not like you're leaving behind all the things that you like. Like you don't have to change the music that you like or your certain kind of style. Like you can keep those things that you love about you, but there's a new set of standards. There's a new set of behaviors that you have to exhibit in order to change. And that has to be your new standard. So what happens is whenever you create this new you and that's who you want to become, you're focusing on that. You're truly stepping into that person and doing everything that new you would do. Whenever you do those old things or have those old thoughts of the old behaviors, then you have to correct them. That's what self-assessment's all about. So whenever you see yourself being that old person, then you have to say, no, I don't want to be that anymore, and apologize for whatever you did and work and do your very best work on changing that behavior, guys. So whenever you're going and you're thinking about changing and you're doing all this hard work, like you're going to go back into this old environment a lot of times. It's very hard to get out of, especially if you're living in the same neighborhood and going to the same places. So you have to understand that the people around you and your environment is going to influence your thoughts. Whenever you're around negative people that have negative thoughts that are like always thinking about breaking the law or hitting licks or selling drugs, like those thoughts are going to be in your mind. Whenever you're around people that are always in the dumps, that are always depressed, that are always complaining about everything, that can't ever seem to see the light, then that's you're going to inherit those vibrations. You're going to inherit those thoughts. They're going to be in your mind and you're going to have to combat them. So in order not to have these temptations around you, just don't go around those people. But if you're in situations, maybe at school or work or wherever you may be, that you just can't avoid those people, then you have to be aware of like, nope, that's not what I want to think like. That's not what I want to do. That's the old me. And you have to be very aware of that and establish those boundaries with yourself of what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. And it takes a strong inner conversation, that mental conversation, to combat that old negative voice with that positive voice and choose to take that action with that new voice. That way you can ingrain those new patterns and behaviors into those neurons and synapses. So the next thing is anticipating your failures, guys. So like whenever I was going in this thing, like I thought of every reason of why I might want to drink or what might really hit me hard to make me want to relapse and go back to the old me. But I didn't think about any coronavirus or lockdown or all the crazy stuff that we're going through in 2020. So it's been a challenge for me, but knowing that I have anticipated a lot of other failures, then it helped me get past those times where all the times where I failed before. Like I found 10,000 ways not to be sober, like 10,000 ways of negative thinking and excuses, whatever you want to call it, 10,000 ways to sell myself on reasons it was okay for me to drink or get fucked up all the time. I thought of all those ways. And that's why I came to the simple conclusion that no matter what, the answer is always no. Like no matter what I tell myself, the answer is always no. And I stay very strong in that decision. But I remember every time that I messed up, like every time that I said that I was going to do something, I was going to get sober and I did it. I remembered how I got emotional, maybe in a relationship and I was going through a breakup or going through emotional times. Maybe I lost a close loved one, or maybe, I was dealing with some hard times at work or financial problems. And I got around those old friends that always made it seem so easy and so cool to drink or do drugs because they were still living their life and they were still functioning addicts. So it was okay. They made it seem like it was okay. So that a lot of times people will sell you their weaknesses, guys. And that's one thing about your environment as well. And I've talked about this before, like you can't let people sell you their weaknesses because people will find any reason why it's okay for them to do the negative shit that they're doing, for them to think the way that they think. They have all the excuses they have. They can tell you every reason why it's okay for them to drink or use drugs. But at the end of the day, it's all an excuse and it's all a part of the weakness in the process of the way that an addict, that I used to think of, but the way that most addicts think It's the weakness that they're trying to sell you that it's okay. And like I say, whenever you inherit these vibrations, they're inherit these thoughts from being in this ether. Like you can feel it coming off people, guys. You can feel it. If you're an addict and you've ever been in that situation, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can feel it, and that temptation takes over your mind, and it goes back, and it's like, okay, this who I am being sober and not being addicted is not who I'm supposed to be. And it makes it feel like you're out of your own skin and you're being somebody that you're not supposed to be. It makes it feel like you're supposed to be that alcoholic or you're supposed to be that drug addict. That's what those people will make you feel like that's what's normal. But guess what? That's not what's normal. What's normal is to be sober. What's normal is not to be addicted. What's normal is not to have to feel like you have to drink, okay? Not to get drunk all the time. So I just wanted to drop these quick tidbits on you guys and tell you guys that, man, I really care about you guys, and I hope that you're doing everything that you can to better yourself. I've put a lot of content in this stuff, and it's in this sober training, and it's everything that I've learned in order to change my life, change the way I think, and remain sober. And it's all the stuff that I learned. I learned this stuff from other amazing people, so many people, and I'm going to tell you about them in the future. I got a lot more videos coming for you guys in the future about this stuff, about being sober, about changing your life, every little thing that I do. So I'm looking forward to talking to some of you guys. I'm looking forward to hearing your comments. Please like my page on Facebook if you're watching this on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. If you're on Facebook, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to that. I could really use your guys' help. I'm sitting almost at 2,000 likes on Facebook. I'm trying to get those likes and those subscriptions up on YouTube as well. I also have Instagram. You can check out The Real Underground Motivation on Instagram. And I'm on Underground Motivation on Twitter as well. You guys, you need to do everything that you can to better yourself. I want you guys to succeed. I hope that you can realize that, like, I don't get paid for making this content. It's out of purity and love of my heart, you know? So you guys, be the best version of yourself. Never give up. If you're going through times of temptation, call somebody. If you're in the 12-step groups, call your sponsors. Whatever you need to do to overcome those temptations, guys. Like, there's been times I've literally taken off running just so I could overcome that wave, that urge of temptation, so I could overcome that negative voice and establish in my mind that I'm something new. If you guys need any help, you can hit me up on Messenger, shoot me a comment, or send me an email. You guys have a great, amazing day.